All right, so for you guys tuning in, I'm gonna go through some tips and tricks for you guys on doing your pads and rotors. So stay tuned and see what's happening. All right, first we already got the pads off, so now we get to get the bracket off. Right. Doesn't like that. There we go. All right, so caliper bracket is off. All right, set that to the side. Now, something that makes getting the rotors a little easier. A little bit of rust penetrator. All right, and take your hammer. Give it a good smack. All right, so rotor's off. Now, gotta clean the hub up. So you want to get all the rust off of this. For that, you want to make your life easy. Wire wheel. Now, between the studs and the hub, little wire brush. Get those all cleaned up. All right. Little brake clean. Okay. Now, if you live where it's really rusty or you get a lot of road salt, very light film of grease. That's going to keep everything from rusting, keep your rotors from sticking. Also, a little on the outside is going to keep that wheel from sticking on there. So, just a very thin coat. All right, now, next, brake rotor. So, on this car, we're going to be using Akibonos, which are going to be the OEM manufacturer for Subaru's brakes. All right, so new brake rotor, go ahead. A little bit of brake clean. Any oil that's on it, get that off of there. If you want to make your life easier, go ahead, put your brake rotor on. Now, I have a little valve spring here that I use, but anyway, that's going to keep the rotor from basically flopping back and forth when you try to put that caliper back on. All right, next is pads. So, again, using Akibono brake pads. Now, these guys do have these little spring clips. Those are going to hold the pad out from the rotor to keep them from wearing out as fast. And then we got our clips that go on our brake caliper bracket. So, that being said, brake caliper bracket, go ahead. We're gonna pop these clips out. Here's what I do. Little pocket screwdriver, stick it in the corner, pop it up. Boom. Get those off of there. Then, you're gonna take your wire brush again and clean up this guy in here. All right, so now that we have this guy cleaned up, we gotta put our new clips in there. So, looks like I'm gonna have to check the other side. All right, so spring clips go on the bottom. So with that being said, that means it goes like this. Spring clips go on the bottom. So this guy with the shields on the side is what's gonna go down in here. So there we go. I'm gonna get those clips down in there really good, because then it makes it a pain to get the pads back in. All right, same over here. Push them down there really good now. All right, so it goes like that. Now, get some brake grease. All right. So now take your slide pins, go ahead, pop your slide pins out a little bit like this, and then we're going to put a little bit of brake grease on those so they don't stick. So, a little bit of brake grease. There you go. Now, where your pads are going to slide a little bit. See if I can get some better light for you guys. There we go. All right, so that's where your pads are going to slide. So now, put your brake caliper bracket back on. There we go. Now, since we have dual piston, well, first we'll put the pads on there. So, squealer and that little guy that's gonna hold the pad away goes on the bottom. So, stick your pad in. It's probably gonna be difficult to go ahead and maybe pre-bend that a little bit. There we go. All right, all good. Again, ooh, gets a little bent up. There we go. So now you can actually see a little bit better. This guy's got to go in like that. Just like that. Now, get that caliper pushed back. Well, I don't have my brake pad, so we'll just do this. right, so this works. Not really, I guess, technically made for this type of caliper. This is made for more so of like a fixed caliper, but it will work. So take this guy. And it's gonna push your pistons back in there, flip it. There we go. Slide it out. Now, one step further that I like to go, you don't see many people do. CRC disc brake quiet. So, a little bit of this on the piston. Like that. And this helps keep you from getting brake chatter, pads squeaking, things like that. Just put a little bit on the fingers of the caliper itself. Now, take that guy. And there you go. Now, final step. Put brake caliper screws back in. Alrighty. There we go. Now move on to the next corner. So, boom, one corner done, 3 more to go. And the last step, I guess, would be put the wheel in there. But anyway, again, if you live in a place where there's a lot of road salt, a little bit of grease right here on your hub, that's gonna keep your wheels from sticking. All right, now. And then when you're done, of course, make sure you hand torque your wheels. Right now, we got this guy. This is a torque stick. And what it does is limits the amount of torque that your impact gun is going to put on the lug nuts. So now, move to the next corner. All right. Lug nuts off. Wheel inside. All right. See if we can pick up the tempo here. Okay. So, brake caliper screws out. Hang the caliper. Alright, next, brake caliper bracket bolts out. Alright, brake caliper bolts out. Or brake caliper bracket bolts. Alright, set your brake caliper bracket to the side. A little bit of rust penetrator. Helps get that loosened up. Smack it with a hammer. Brake rotor comes off. Alright, now clean the hub. Again, wire brush. Alright. Finish it off between the lug studs and the hub. There we go. A little brake clean it off. Alright. A little bit of grease in the hubs to keep the rotor from sticking. Alright, now we need a new brake rotor. Alright, so new brake rotor. Clean grease off. Just like that. Mount it. Lug nut. One more. Just gonna hold it for you. There we go. Here, if you want to make it look pretty, wipe some of the grease off. Alright, next. So again, brake caliper bracket. So we got pads off, clips off. Remember, spring clip with the little slider on the side. Goes on the bottom. So, this is being a little stubborn. Alright, spring clips off. Boom. Now, wire brush. Okay. So, caliper is going to get mounted like this. This one doesn't have clips, so goes on the top. And there we go. Like that. Push the clips down there really good. Alright, now we're ready for a little bit of brake grease. So, slide the pins out a little bit. Like that. A little bit of grease where your brake pads are going to touch. Not too much. Nice. Alright. Pick up the stuff you drop. Okay. There it is. So, in case there's any dirt, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that pin off. Don't want any dirt in there. So, now I got that fresh grease on it. Slide pin, fresh grease. There we go. And same thing for the other one. All right. Slide pins are greased up. Caliper bracket goes back on. All right, you guys got any questions about doing brakes? All right, that's tight. Now, again, hanger off. There we go. Guys are bent off. Go. There it is. All right. Brake pads are on. Again, a little bit of this disc brake pipe. There we go. Pins are back in. All right, our brakes are done. Gotta put the wheel back on. Now I gotta move to the back. Alright, something else I also like to do when you're done, spin the wheel. Make sure you don't hear any high-pitched like squealing noises, because if you do, probably means one of the little isolators or something is rubbing on the rotor. So, now we can move on to the rear brakes, which are a little bit different. And there's also nothing that I like to. So, alright, sorry, had to get a drink of water. So, the reason I have the trash here, one is to throw old stuff away. Two, when you're taking stuff apart, if you have a trash can, obviously you're not going to do this if you're doing jack stands at home, but if you're a technician, you're trying to stay clean, trying to keep your floor clean, stuff like that, having a trash can under your wheels when you're working on them helps catch a lot of that dirt. So, there we go. And also, it makes it difficult when you drop stuff to find it. Alright, wheels loose. Now, there we go. So these are rear brakes, and they're made a little different. We're gonna have some similar steps though. Of course, everything's basically gonna be the same. So caliper bracket needs to come off. Our brake caliper first. Those are 12s, I believe. Oh, we don't have enough room. All right. 12. Nope, 14. All right. There we go. with these, we're actually going to let them sit over to the front because they get in the way. So use this. All right. And again, we got 14s there, so we're gonna get a fresh battery for this guy. Yeah. All right, fresh battery. Come on. There we go. Bracket off. All right, now brake rotor off. So, since these brake rotors have a hat, that's because they have the emergency brake shoes are inside of here. Problem with that is sometimes the shoes get stuck and they're really hard to get off. So, of course, the steps are the same as the last. We're just gonna try hit it with a hammer, bust it loose. If it's not too rusty, it should come right off. There we go. Boom. Now, get your little rubber cap here. That's what goes to your brake, emergency brake adjuster. Gotta get that. All right, so now we're good. Clean up the hub again. All right. All right. Clean the hub. Lightly grease it. There we go. Now, new brake rotor. So, you can see right here, this flat surface is what hits these shoes for the emergency brake. And also, make sure you're always putting these caps back in for the emergency brake shoe adjuster. So, again, any grease, smooth it off there. Now, on these, you don't typically have to put a lug nut on to hold them because the shoes hold them on. So, that's done. I would really like to find my brake caliper compressor. Oh, here it is. So, here's another brake caliper compressor. This one is a lot easier to use, but it only works on single piston. This works for dual piston, but this one's really easy to use because you literally just squeeze it. Put it in here, go like this. Boom, done. Just like that. So, that's done. Now, check your stuff here. So typically your little wear indicator is always going to be on the bottom inside. So remember that. Bottom inside, pads gone. Now I need to get the new pads. All right, we do have new wear clips, so we're gonna get those. All right, little tiny brake pads for the back. These are a little bit bigger than what is on my dirt bike. So yeah, that's what's stopping this car. Kind of crazy. All right, we got the wear clips here. So, old wear clips, same thing, coming here from the side. Little pocket screwdriver, top them off. Wire brush it. All right, wear clips in there. Now we gotta grease up the slide pins and where the pads are gonna ride. Just like that. All right. Slide pins. Ooh, start to see that rust on there. Get plenty of grease in there though. All right. Caliper bracket back on. Get my high-speed torque wrench out. There's that. Brake pads. Nope. So this one has one squealer clip. Add on. Add on. And rest. There we go. And finally, grease the hub, move on to the next one. All guys, we are 75% done. I don't know how many of you all watched from the beginning, but you can see how you can do a 4-wheel brake job in about an hour. Next corner. All right, last one. So for all you people that are tuned in, this is a 2015 Subaru Impreza. And we are doing brakes all the way around. 4-wheel brake job. And we are in the last corner. All right, wheels loose. Get some light in here for you guys. Brake caliper. Brake caliper loose. Up and over, just like last time. All right. Brake caliper hanger. Bracket to the side. A little bit of rust penetrator. All right. Brake rotor off. Remember, grab a little rubber cap. Right, clean the hub with the wheel. don't know if any of y'all are getting tired of me saying all this. Here's the hub, brake rotor in. Alright. Rubber cap in. Alright, brake pads out of the bracket here. Got new clips. Wire brush the bracket. Alright, new clips. And here's the big thing, if you guys get cheap brakes from AutoZone, basically, I don't know, AutoZone seems to be pretty good so far, but O'Reilly's, CarQuest, Advance Auto, that kind of stuff, these clips do not fit very well from those kinds of places a lot of times. So if you buy good brake pads, good brake hardware, then you don't seem to have that problem. So again, greasing the contact surfaces for the brake pads to slide on. And we're gonna grease and slide pins, these guys. So pop the boots back a little bit, and you can pull them out. Throw some fresh grease on there. Alright, now you gotta put the brake caliper bracket back on. There's the caliper bracket. Alright. One. Remember, a little wear indicator goes in the bottom, like that. All right. Push the brake caliper back. A little bit of this. Grease the hub. All right, guys, and we're done. So, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you watched the whole video, please like and subscribe. If you guys like this stuff, please let me know. Hit the comments section or something like that. And as always, keep wrenching, be safe, wear your gloves, wear your safety glasses, and have fun. Thank you, guys.